In this video, we'll be looking at simplifying a radical expression when we have multiplication and variables underneath the root sign. So here it says I need to state restrictions on the variable. So I need to do that before I begin. So first thing I want to look at is to see what the index of the radical is that I'm dealing with. So in this case I'm dealing with a square root. So that would mean I have an index of 2. If I have an index of 2, that's an even index, which means that I can't have negative numbers underneath the root sign. Because I'm dealing with x and x cubed, that would mean that x itself needs to be greater than or equal to 0. X needs to be 0 or positive. If I have negative values of x, I cannot evaluate either of these expressions. The next thing you want to remember is that if I have an expression of a root b multiplied by c root d, then I can only multiply the outside number by the outside number and a radicand by a radicand. I can't multiply a number outside of a root sign by a number underneath the root sign. So let's take that rule and apply it to our multiplication over here. So to start, I've got 5 root x times negative 4 root x cubed. So to start this, I would multiply the positive 5 by the negative 4, which would give me a negative 20. Then underneath the root sign, I have x times x cubed. To multiply these, I would need to use the laws of exponents. And the laws of exponents tell me that if I have two powers with the same base, and I'm multiplying them, then I can add their exponents. Since I just have x here, that would be x to the 1 times x to the 3, which would give me a product of x to the 4. So when I have x to the 4, that means I have 4 x's being multiplied together. And if I'm taking the square root, that would mean I'm looking for groups of 2. So you'll see here in my problem that I have 2 groups of 2. So when I take the square root of x to the 4, the answer to this will be negative 20 times x squared.